Would you guys like to introduce yourselves?
Okay. My name is Zav.
I'm Chloe.
Yeah.
I'm Ben.
I'm Robert.
And I'm Luke.
It's great to have you guys in the studio. Maximum Niceage is a local band who just released their debut album, Am I Right?, which you guys will be able to hear today, and we'll also be doing maybe 1 or 2 live songs depending on how things go. They classify themselves as an alternative rock band, and I definitely think you guys should go check them out at Maximum Niceage on Instagram, Spotify, and other music platforms.
Yeah, that's pretty much us. Yeah, no, and we're on YouTube as well.
Yeah, it's so amazing to have you guys in today. I'm so excited to do this interview. I understand it's your first time being on air like this.
It is. Thank you for having us, though.
Oh, it's
awesome.
Amazing. I should be thanking you guys. And, it'll lead me to my first question. How did Maximum Niceage start?
It's a tough story. Yeah. Look, It's funny. The album really made the band instead of the band made the album. So, Ben and I, we sort of started a project with Robbie just to create like a sort of album. We were going to write it in 2 weeks, record it in a day, which is just outrageous. Insane. And we just decided, well, I mean, why don't we just continue with this? Like, it's something, when you make it, you listen to it and it's like, yeah, I mean, it's all right. But when we made this music, it was like, yeah, this has got to go out. Then we heard of a sort of school gig coming up. So we decided to put a band together with our good old friend Luke and Robbie, and we did a show. It was meant to be a one-time sort of thing, and then we just released the album and we wouldn't really promote it. But we decided, let's become a band.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much the story of how it goes.
That's amazing. And I understand that My Name on the Card, your debut song, was kind of the song that started it all.
Yeah, I'd say so. It was actually, it was just a sort of like demo that Luke and I recorded late at night. And we were revising it for the album. We're just like, yeah, this has got to be a lead single.
Yeah. I really, really love My Name on the Card. So luckily, up next we have My Name on the Card by Maximum Niceage. That was My Name on the Card by Maximum Niceage. It's currently 12 minutes past 9 and you're listening to 99.3. I love that song so much.
Thank you.
I think that all your music is really good. I remember you guys mentioning to me, the album gets better when you listen to it.
It definitely
really does.
But, I think I really like all the songs on that. And since you guys are a very new band, and this is your debut album, I wanted to know, if it's not too much of a personal question, how much did it cost to record your first album?
To record? It didn't cost really anything. So I think the pros and cons of the album are really the sort of studio recording, because I have a sort of like, I guess it's like a band room, and in that band room I have a borrowed like mixer. So it's good on one hand, like you can just come in and just record. It doesn't have to be like in a studio where you pay, but at the same time I have to mix the album, and I've never done that before, so it's taken a long time. But yeah, it hasn't really costed us anything. It's more just our sort of time. So we worked on it for about a year. But I think what would be interesting to note is we've made CDs, mainly that for us to give to friends, to give to you guys at the radio show.
Yeah.
Also to give out to people at Newtown. So Newtown and Marrickville. I think they're very musical places, and we've spent a bit of time there. Especially me and Ben, we'd go there on weekends and just go to like Egg Records and Hum Records and just hang out in the record shops and meet cool people. So we've made those, and we're going to give them out and try and get our sort of name out there. We've also numbered them. Each CD has a different design that Chloe's hand drawn. So it's
smelling Sharpie fumes for numerous hours last night.
Yeah, I was looking at the designs and I was like, oh my god, it's so amazing. I remember when you came in here this morning, you were asking, do you have a Sharpie?
Because the copy we gave you was one of the blank ones that we hadn't done yet, because Zav had it.
No, it's fine. As long as the music is there, I think that's all that matters.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the drawings are pretty cool as well.
Yeah, I
have
did
you guys
the design for the album cover as well. So
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah.
It's amazing. I
Thank
love
you.
it. Have you guys always been making music, or was this kind of just like, oh, let's make a song?
Well, to be honest, a lot of us have been in multiple bands together through all through high school. We made multiple bands.
Too many.
We made some songs, but they didn't really go anywhere. They didn't go on Spotify, and this is kind of the first time that we've got together and actually produced some songs that have gone on like the radio.
Yeah. I think I've said more than enough times that I really, really love the debut album. And up next we have my personal favorite song of yours, Green Fish Fingers. That was Green Fish Fingers by Maximum Niceage, followed by Song for Dan, also by Maximum Niceage. It's currently 19 minutes past 9, and those were two of my favorite songs off your debut album. And I remember when I asked Chloe, just the first thing I was like, oh, do you guys want to come in for an interview? The first thing on my mind was, how did you guys come up with a name like Maximum Niceage?
Oh, it's a long story.
Yeah. But we got time. But there's this teacher at our school, and he always says, "Oh, that's Niceage, mate. Yeah, Niceage." And I used to hate it. I used to absolutely hate it. Ben used to say it all the time, and then it grew on me when we were doing all the sort of like name, album cover, all the stuff for the band. That name Niceage is just like, no one's really done it before. I mean, I know there's a Japanese band called Niceage, and every time you search us up, they always come up. So I don't know if that's going to be sort of the derivative, but then we just decided Maximum Niceage.
And our teacher who came up with the name Niceage asked for 10% royalties, even though we've only made $1 so far.
But that's $1 we've made, so it's very good.
He gets 10 cents.
$10 going in a frame.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, definitely. How did you guys come up with some of the names for your song titles? I'm particularly wondering about Green Fish Fingers.
Do you even know the answer to that?
I remember when we made it, we were in class, and we had the lyrics, and we wanted to make a song name that had nothing to do with the lyrics. So I just like randomly thought of Green Fish Fingers and instantly...
And I don't know if you meant green fish fingers as in they're green or if they're mouldy. Like,
I don't think we ever decided.
What's your interpretation?
I think they're just green. They're not moldy, they're just green.
Okay.
Like food dye?
Yeah.
Or like green fish?
Yeah,
We'll put that on
food
the
dye, I
record.
would say. Oh, yeah.
But yeah, no, they're pretty silly names. I mean, all of them have a sort of story. I mean, the first track it's called Founders Day, which is the sort of that's the first gig we did. It's a festival called Founders Day at our school, and it's like a little sort of prologue into the song, and then it goes straight into Green Fish Fingers, and all dignity and respect for our band is gone.
Well, I think it's great. It's definitely my favorite song. If that makes you feel better about your band's dignity, it's always special to me. Up next, we have going for a bit of a loop, not something off your debut album. Next up, we have Levitating by Dua Lipa. This one's for you, Luke.
Thank you.
You're listening to 99.3. That was Levitating by Dua Lipa. It's currently 25 minutes past 9. That one was for you, Luke. I know you, I believe you're a huge Dua Lipa stan.
Not huge, but I just really like the music. Yes, I think she's a very good artist.
Yeah, and talking about other artists, what kind of artists inspire you, if you have any?
Look, I think they're not my favorite band. I'm sure the guys haven't heard of it, but I think This Is Serious Mum, or Tism, is probably the closest thing we're going to get to sort of Maximum Niceage sort of levels of stupidity. But they're sort of they make fun of a bunch of things, and they've got pretty funny music.
Yeah.
But I'd say personally, do we want to go around and say favorite artists? 'Cause my favorite artist is U2, just because.
I think the thing that really makes the band is that we all have a different background of
Yeah.
artists that we enjoy.
I think that's the
We
best
all
way to
have
put it.
different influences and artists that we all like.
And that's really shown on the album.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah, I could definitely hear a bunch of different inspirations. Maybe not so much Dua Lipa, but
I was a bit late.
but yeah, Tism, I could hear that. I've heard of them. I know them from their really, really interesting costumes.
Yeah.
Will Maximum Niceage have any stage costumes like that?
I mean,
Maybe not like
I hope
their
not.
last show at Good Things, but
I mean, we did have, and it was a bit cool. We had for our school sort of gig, we did white shirt. We drew on a tie with a Sharpie and had a blazer on and just like short shorts. And no, that was pretty cool. And then at the end of the show, we all got in a line and we took our blazers off, and on the back it said Maximum Niceage when we lined up. But it didn't really work. We'll have to try it again.
Though. We tried our best. Though.
Yeah, we tried.
Yeah.
We tried.
I think it's surprising how the Sharpie theme has just continued
Yeah.
through the
Yeah.
process of
We
the
should get
album.
sponsored.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely.
Sponsored by Nike.
Yeah. And I understand that a lot of your inspiration is from your school lives.
Yeah.
Yeah. So up next we have something that is definitely surrounding school life. We have Mr. Certainly. That was Mr. Certainly by Maximum Niceage. It's currently 9:30, and I love that song.
Thank you. We love
I
it
think-
too.
My favorite, yeah.
I think we might have to specify for the listeners that a lot of that song is just humor.
Yeah, we do not endorse corporal punishment. We do not. We do not.
Yeah, and that's why I wanted to ask about how you go about your lyrics, writing your lyrics, because I found when listening to the album there were some songs that were very interesting
Yeah.
in one way or another, and there were some songs that were like so they almost made me cry. They were very, very nice lyrics, and then there was Green Fish Fingers.
Its own separate category.
Yeah, so how do you guys go about writing your lyrics?
Well, I mean, on some of the songs that I wrote the lyrics, I just make it up. Like, I don't necessarily have a purpose when writing the songs. I just do whatever comes to mind. And I usually look at the rhythms of the harmony as well, so trying to match up the syllables. But yeah, I don't specifically have a real goal, and it's just trial and error. Eventually we land on some lyrics that we like.
See, Luke's the real musician. Me and Ben have the weirdest way.
Yeah.
It's like get 3 people from school, get a stupid concept and make a song and then release it. And no revisions, nothing.
And it worked. It
It
worked
does
out.
I did.
Yeah, but no, look, some songs better than others, but that's just sort of the Niceage sound.
The Niceage way.
We kind of like to think, we kind of made our own sort of genre of dis-alternative rock, which is like if alternative rock and pop rock sort of had a child, but the child hated both parents. So it's just like you're using those elements, but you're also making fun of them. So it's all in fun. It's all in sort of absurd fun.
Yeah, and whether or not it's for humor or for not, I think your debut album works so well, and I just wanted to compliment you guys on it again.
Thank
because
you.
I
Thank you
really,
very much.
really
Thank you so
enjoy
much.
it. And next up, we have another one of my favorite songs off your debut album. This is Burden. That was Burden by Maximum Niceage. It's currently 24 minutes to 10, and it was great having you guys in the studio today.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for having us.
Yeah, my last question isn't so much of a question, but I wanted to give you guys the opportunity to give any shout-outs or to promote your new album to our listeners.
Yeah.
Well, I think we'd like to shout out everyone who's listening and everyone who's a fan, our school community, and I know a friend of the show, Mr. Pat Rogers, is listening in. So,
Hey, sir.
So, how's it going, sir?
so we'd just like to say thank you for everyone's support.
Yeah. Yeah, that's...
And thank you to Ethan for helping us.
Yeah,
as well.
Ethan Hernandez. He has worked tirelessly to
Shouting out.
shouting out us, promoting all around the school. So yeah, he's what's his quote? Be there or be square.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Square, yes, it is.
And in the next 2 to 3 weeks, we will be handing out CDs at Newtown
Yeah, Marrickville.
or Marrickville.
Yeah. So if you're
Watch our
there,
socials for the specific date and time.
yeah, our socials. So we've got Instagram, and if you're a bit more interested in the band, we've got some links to go to YouTube. We've got a few music videos, and yeah, so it's Maximum Niceage, and to spell Niceage, it's Niceage. So just so you know, thank you.
Yeah, it was amazing having you guys in today. This was Maximum Niceage, an incredible up-and-coming band. I definitely encourage you all listening to go check them out. You can listen to their new album, Am I Right, on Spotify, YouTube, and other music platforms. It was great having you guys on again. Thank you for coming into the studio.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you
Yeah.
very much.
And for our closing song, we have I Just Threw Out the Love of My Dreams by Weezer.
And then told me couple punishments and never gone away. Couple punishments and never gone away. Couple punishments and never gone away. Gone away. Gone away.